A new generation of young entrepreneurs say the future is not in software and in apps, but in reality. Yes, friends, hardware is hot.
There's a whole bunch of new prototyping techniques and technologies like 3D printing and like a laser cutter that have really brought the price and the pace of prototyping down very, very fast, right? And so suddenly it makes sense for three guys in their garage to build hardware prototypes.
Believe it or not, one of the most interesting ground zeros in the smart hardware movement is here at City College in Upper Manhattan. It's a $1.5 million public-private partnership, and some of the most interesting smart products are coming right out of this room.
In the last, say, 2 years, there's been what's called app fatigue, in which companies have been developing applications for smartphones or for tablets or for computers, and it's bottomed out in the sense that it's saturated. When you're making hardware, the beauty of it is you have a tangible product, and you can provide this product to the consumer if there's ample demand, and the value proposition speaks for itself there.
And right now, the connected world's great, but at the end of the day, especially for what we're doing, there's always going to be a manual labor job, and there aren't apps for that just yet. So we put it on the people who are lifting every day, and they love it. So it's just up to the company to make their workers happy.
What's driving innovation in this space is a new generation of low-cost 3D prototyping tools and cheap, easy-to-use electronics.
Certainly the advent of rapid prototyping technologies has helped us speed along our progress. What used to take a team of maybe 20 people and $1 million in 1 year, we've been able to accomplish with a team of 3 people and $80,000 and 6 months.
For all the upside of these companies, the fact remains they will have to compete for resources in a very competitive global supply chain.
But one of the important things here to understand is that these new technologies that are around, they are not helping get products to market earlier. Well, they're not making it easier, right? What they are doing is enabling prototyping to be quicker and easier and more accessible, right? Getting a product from prototype to product is actually still very, very hard. With manufacturing, you give something to a manufacturer and the output is uncertain. And so in general, I think that the main recommendation is to not do it alone, right? It's to do it with people who know and let them help you get to market.
Despite these issues, the rate of innovation in hardware is only going to increase, which is going to make this a fascinating area for investors.
You know him as a former wide receiver for the New York Jets. I'm here with Wayne Chrebet, now Assistant Vice President at Barclays. So Wayne, tell me, what was that transition like going from the NFL to a career on Wall Street?
Well, it wasn't an overnight transition.
Right.
After I retired, took a couple of years off. I knew I wanted to do something in finance after I retired, and waited for the right opportunity. And then I found it with Morgan Stanley, and now I'm at Barclays.
So do you find that there are any skills in business that come in handy that you had used when you were playing?
I think confidence is the biggest thing. I mean, you have to know what you're talking about in this business.
Right.
When you're talking to people about millions of dollars, you have to know what you're talking about. And I'm fortunate enough to have partnered up with Ed Moldaver, and he's taught me a lot over 5 years I've been with him. And I see him, whether he's talking about closing $1 million deal or a $100 million deal. Confidence, straight across the board, calm, and I've learned a lot.
So when you were playing, were you conscious of building another career outside of football once your playing days were over?
No, I knew this is what I wanted to get into.
You did?
I like the competitive nature of the business. It's something I followed. I followed my own money with my investor when I was in the league. Mm-hmm. It's something I wanted to do. It's just a matter of finding the right opportunity. And when I met Ed 5 years ago, that was the right opportunity.
So do you have any advice then to young NFL players who are playing right now about being conscious of building another career once their playing days are over?
I would just say be mindful of your reputation. How you treat fans now, media now, that might have a lot to do with the opportunities you get when you retire. Maybe you need to do it now. You need to prepare now, and how you act, you'll get more opportunities later on.
It's good advice, especially for these young guys out there. Well, so what do you think? We got to talk the Jets since I have you here. What do you think of the Jets this season? What do you think about the turnaround in Geno Smith's level of play in Monday night's game as opposed to the game before?
I think he's doing great. I think every game he's going to do better. There's still rookie mistakes, but that happens. But he shows what he's capable of Monday night, and there's a big ceiling for him. The sky's the limit, and I think they know they have their quarterback for the next, 10 years, and hopefully he could be the guy that brings the Jets to the Super Bowl.